Environmentalists have come to believe that they own science. Science, they believe, quite rightly, is a tool for helping us to understand something about the risk of engaging in new activities, the risks that we face as we move into the modern world. But science only tells us the facts of a situation. It does not tell us what to do about those. The fact that we have a fever does not mean immediately we should go to the hospital and have brain surgery, does it? The difference between science and science policy is a very, very important and confused area of politics today. More about that in a moment. Environmentalists have long been concerned about science policy. They use it as their major tool to persuade all of us to rush into science policy decisions. Science tells us something about global warming. The global warming effect, the fact that greenhouse gases act as a trap, keeping some heat on the Earth, which has been known about for years and has been increasingly understood as we spend more and more money on climate change research, is a fact. How much is a more dubious question, but the most important question is, what do we do about it? What does science tell us about science policy? Not very much. Science is, after all, just tells us what we know and think we know about reality. What do we do about it depends on the trade-offs between rushing into an action and holding back. For example, the environmentalists want immediately to decarbonize the world economy, to suppress the use of all carbon fuels, make fuel less affordable, harming the poor of the world, slowing down economic growth, suppressing individual choices, freedom in the marketplace. Is that the best choice, given that all of those activities also suppress the wealth creation effect, which have done so much to allow us to clean up the environment, have given us the technologies and the wealth possible to clean our waters, to clean our air sheds, not just in the United States, but increasingly in the developing economies of the world. Science is a complicated process, and as we learn more about the science of global warming, we found out that the greenhouse gas effect, real implication is not that it's there, it is, but whether or not it triggers additional effects through clouding and so forth, and whether those effects are positive or negative. A very interesting question, and one that will have much to do with whether we should or should not rush into a carbon suppression policy. But the environmentalists don't want that debate. They want the science to be settled so they can rush into their approved policy objectives, which are to create a world where less is more, where energy use will be suppressed around our economy, where we will pick the winners in the energy game, and we will suppress the traditional, conventional energy sources that has made the world a brighter, freer, cleaner place. A very bad idea to confuse those two. Science is for scientists, and we should have a more aggressive debate in that area. But science policy involves economics, it involves politics, it involves a whole array of non-scientific questions. Scientists' expertise in that area is limited. It's a much more debate for other people. You know, the old argument that economists have always realized that there are trade-offs in life. That's the first law of economics. In the political world, though, we have also learned that the first law of politics is to deny the first law of economics, to suppress any understanding of trade-offs, to pretend it's all clear, we know exactly what to do, and it's just the will to do it. That's wrong in politics. It's very wrong in global warming politics. It's something that is a bad idea, and it's something that we must fight.